Who the F is that? Go and peep who's at your door. It's your girl Max. Go grab yourself some snacks. Sit back and relax, cause you effing it up at Max. You effing it up at Max, yeah. Hiya. One. Cheers. Do the ASMR there. Welcome back to another episode of Effing Up with Max. Or maybe it's not an episode of Effing Up with Max. Maybe it's an episode of me with my story times. Because I've started, so I shall continue. I'm still 4 years old. Going on 5. Still living in that house. Shared house in East London with my 2 brothers and my mom. Let me tell you something before I tell you the story. Okay, so I'm the youngest of 8 children. Jamaican parents, Jamaican heritage, Jamaican background, Jamaican everything. Yeah. 5 but we left in Jamaica. 3 we was here in England. I didn't know about my siblings until I was 10 years old. Yeah, living here in the UK, I didn't know about them until I was 10. Yeah. My mother and father were also divorced for 4 years before I was born. So, yeah, I don't know how we worked that one out. My brother also was obviously born 3 years before me. They were divorced already for 4 years, but yet they had my brother and they had me as well as my brother before that. But this father, our father, is not a father of the other 5. It's a long story. All my siblings have different fathers. We all have the one woman in common, but we all have different fathers. Anyway, that was important there, the being divorced before I was even born. So, I'm going to go back to being 4 now, and in the house, the shared house, living with my mother and my 2 brothers. That's why it's only my mother and my 2 brothers, because my father had already gone to his new family and new life. He didn't have any kids yet, I don't think, because I can't remember how many years Chris is younger than me, but Melanie was the youngest of my fathers. Because I do have a brother and sister for my father too, younger brother and sister. But I do remember my younger brother, he's passed now, he's no longer here. He passed away years ago. Yeah, a very long time ago. But I'm going off topic because I do have ADHD and I do tend to go all over the place. Let me go back to the story. The reason why I said all of that is because I wanted to know, kind of paint a little picture of where I'm coming from. The youngest of 8, living in East London in a shared house. Was born out of wedlock for 4 years. They were divorced. I don't understand how I was conceived if you were divorced. I still don't know this story. My mother has gone to her grave and I have no clue how me or my other brother were conceived. But there was other stories that will come later on in life, because remember, I'm only at 4 or 5. I'm going to tell my story from these ages going all the way up, because my story, yeah, my life, it could be a movie, because a lot happened throughout my life from these ages upwards. I mean, from 2, I was poisoned. 2, I swallowed 2 pence, nearly dead. That was 2 years old. 3 years old, I don't remember much drama. 4, back out my teeth. 4, this drama that I'm about to tell you about. Do you know what I mean? And then when I'm 5, there's going to be another drama that's very embarrassing for me at school. I will tell you that in my next episode. But yeah, right now, let's get back to the story. So yeah, I am there. My 2 brothers, my mum. I remember my mum saying, she was talking to my older brothers, because they were not that much older than me. They're 3 years older than me and 4 years older than me. So one was basically 7 going on 8. The other one is 9 going on 10. But the one who's going on 10, he's mentally disabled. Like, they called him mentally retarded. So he has like mental disabilities where he's always going to have a mind like of a child. He's now almost 60 and like he still has a mentality of a child. Right now he's like in his teen years now, Whereas when he was younger and in his teens and those ages, he was more like my age, or 6, 7. They always used to say that he's got a mind of a 7-year-old and he will have it for a very long time. So yeah, I call him my big little brother. But my middle brother now, the one that I said was born 3 years before me, which was basically while our parents are divorced, because they were divorced for 4 years when they had me. So they were obviously divorced when they. Well, I mean, so they were divorced when they had the older we then. Because I'll admit, Martin is 4 years older, so they got divorced when they had my big brother then, and my big little brother, and then they had Dean, and then they had me. But like, okay then. Back to the story. So we lived in this shared house. Me, my two brother, them, and my mother. Yeah. We all have 2 rooms, like I said in my last story. The rooms are gonna change later on down the line, by the way. Right now we live in a big back room, and that same big back room that we live in, apparently I burnt it, and apparently my father said that all of we should have gone up in there. And that's when I was 2 as well. No, actually, I was 1 going on 2. I was 1 years old enough to do my blanket out the cot. And they had this big kerosene heater in the corner. Because back in the day, enough of the West Indian families have them thing there. And them house, the kerosene, the petrol oil, gasoline heater, or color gas or whatever. Where them happy get gas. And they all stink of petrol. But it smelled like petrol to me, or gasoline. I remember that smell. It was so strong. Yeah. And those heaters were dangerous. But back in the day, anyway, we had one of those in the room apparently with us. And me dash out my blanket out the cut, landing at the fire, curtain go up, everything blaze up. And then, yeah, they had to put us in the next room. That's how we ended up in 2 back rooms where we are now, actually. Yeah, where this story is. So I already bought up the front room, the front of the house, and we got moved to the back and the middle. Because I remember the middle room. I actually can see it. I remember that middle, because I remember in the corridor. I even remember when I was 2 and I span around and dropped down and it was all black and I woke up in the hospital. Yeah, that story, I'm still yet to look in the comments if you all want to hear about that. But yeah, so we see that so many things happened in this house that they were so traumatizing that I remember everything. I remember all these things. People think it's impossible to remember things from your childhood. It's not, especially when they're traumatic things or they're special events that were so special to you. You remember them as if it is yesterday. It's like you have this picture of it and always remember it. You remember the voices, remember what the people said. Yeah, because this, I remember it word for word. Not everything, but certain things that stood out. So, yeah, we live in this house anyway. Shared room, shared bathrooms, kitchen. The landlord and his family live upstairs. I never hardly saw the landlord at the house, to be honest. Because the landlord, he's my godfather, but we hardly ever saw him. He was killed in a really horrible accident. I'll relay that later on down the line too. Yeah. I really loved him. I remember I really loved him. But I don't know why I always called him Mr. Shevens. That's what he was known to me as, Mr. Shevens, but yet he's my godfather. So didn't he have a name? Do you know what I mean? Wasn't he Uncle something? Mr. Shevens. But anyway, back to the story. See, I keep going off topic. So, my mother, I remember her speaking with my brothers. That's how it was. Yeah, I was talking the age group and the age difference between me and my brothers. That's why I went off topic. My brother is 3 years older than me, Dean. So she was talking to him about the woman upstairs, talking about how we just ranking up the house and we just keep on a piss bed. And she was basically like, she was vexed about what the woman was saying, but at the same time, she's vexed with us because if it wasn't for us, then she wouldn't be having these complaints. If it wasn't for us here pissing up the bed, then she wouldn't be hearing these things from these people. At the same time, she don't ain't nobody chat about her, I picked him. So it's like she's in a no-win situation where one, she don't like it either. But what she can do about it? We're kids. You know what I mean? So she was grumbling to herself and grumbling to us and grumbling about the sheets and the shafa wash and the same sheets that I bust up my tea in. Yeah. Those sheets are practically outside every day because we piss bed every night. Yeah, so I guess it was getting bad because the mattress, because the beds, remember they come with the house. We never bring the bed then. We came there to the furnished place. We live downstairs or we live in the 2-room then or whatever they give us. So mattress must have started to get strong. I don't know what she said to my mother, but My mother was mad. So that evening now, my father is coming over. I don't know what he's coming to do because I'm 4. Back then, I don't know about booty call and all them something there, but it's probably that he was coming to do because we was all dressed up. Yeah. Yeah, that name leather jacket, a burgundy, like maroon wine color, like red wine, that kind of color, leather jacket. Him have a pink shirt, and him have on him slacks. Yo, my father in bush out, yeah, he was a tourist man, yeah, and tourist man, yo, them know how to dress, yeah. And from back then, my man was like a sweet boy. My dad, but he looked like Marvin Gaye. That's who my dad looked like. I never used to think, who's my dad look like? He looks like somebody. Yeah, now that I'm big, I know who he looks like. Because back then, I remember the big beard and the hair, and wavy hair because he's half Indian and him have the coolie hair and have the big beard and everything to shine and black and yeah, and him have the little eye then. That's where I got my eyes from. Yeah, because my mom's got big eyes. My brother got her eyes. And a couple of my other siblings have her eyes. But me and my father eyes, me and my brother Dean. Yeah, so anyway, so him bush out, him come to the house now. When him come for, but me and him a talk, and next minute me hear, no Headley, don't go up there. Cause my father's name is Headley. Yeah. Me just hear my mother say, no Headley, no go up there, no other go up there. And she there try hold on for him and him gone. Doom 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 doom. I bang on the door, doom 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 doom. Then I hear him say, yeah, Jack, man, my pitney them. I say, you on top of my pitney them rank. You know, see how your house them frozy. And my custard and go on with the people them. So, next minute me hear, let go my shirt. The woman flew out the house like a banshee apparently. And she was holding on to him. Just holding him. So me and my brother's at the bottom of the stairs. I remember looking up the bottom, up the stairs, yeah. And let me use this closet here. You can see me, yeah. His back was up against the wall like this. And this is the woman. All up on him like this and holding up his shirt. And I'm like, I'm just looking because you know what I mean? Like, what's going on? So I start screaming, Daddy, Daddy. And then the woman's like, oh, I'm saying, look at my shirt. And then him cut her box. So the woman kick him. And me here, woman kick me in my shank. I was like, what the hell is a shank? And them time they talk about him, she knew, no man kick me in my shank. She pop off and pop on them. Oh, the blood cut off my man this. And he was there cussing and carrying on. And then there was woo, 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 woo. Police at the door. Big fight was going on at the top of the stairs. My man and the woman and the man, my dad, they were fighting. The woman grab up my man's face, grab up his buttons on his jacket, kick him in his shank as him say, yo, the woman did a fight him, cause 2 yards did this now. So one Jamaican woman and a Jamaican man, the two of them are fighting them in the business, them forget so them there in England. Yeah. And them a fight for the top of the stairs. And we downstairs, oh, daddy, daddy. And him not hear we, not hear Del Soda saying, no, I didn't know the car. Yo, beer screaming and madness and the door wide open. Police just come in through the door. I don't understand how the door wide. Oh, because when my dad came, he just came in. Because like, she must have told him already on the telephone. He just come in and straight up the stairs. Yo, I said the police come in there and them start ask question and the woman start him hit me and the man said, you see how she cover up my face, you know see how my skin not bleed, you know see how she kicked me on my shank. And I was thinking, please don't understand what you're saying. But I wasn't thinking that. I'm thinking that now. But when I was 4, just looking and just looking at everybody like, and I heard them, the police kept sending my mum to put us in a room. Could you take the kids away? Could you take them away? And but I can still hear my dad saying, no, man, I should bust up my shirt, my good shirt. Yeah, his shirt was ripped. He looked like Flintstones, yeah, and he had scratches on his face, kicking at him shink like him say. Yo, him have a nice shiny shoes. My girl, she have her ear look mad. I mean, I don't know if she do have a little bruise on her face, but I just remember my dad because it's him that I had my eyes on. I don't know this woman. I'm not business about her. I'm looking at my daddy. Yeah, my daddy had catch on his face. His buttons was bust off. All his shirt, all his chest was out. Shirt bust off. He's there, roll up his pants for sure. Blood pon him shank. Yo, I'll be a drama in this place here. Place name. Yeah, let me expose the name. Rosebank Grove. Anybody who lives in Walthamstow, East London, number 27, Rosebank Grove. Back in the day, it was a shared house in the 60s and the 70s. And they used to have them, all them kind of little houses there for West Indian people, people from Africa, just immigrants. Used to always have to live in a shared house. And yo, be a madness and be a susu and be a drama in a tenement yard now. So yeah, that was another episode of my being 4 years old and seeing my father getting pulled out the house in handcuffs by the feds, and I was just left there crying in the passageway. I was crying for a man that wasn't even in my life anyway, because my dad's not in my life. He never was in my life. I saw my dad again when I was 21, and then I saw him before he passed when I came back to the UK in 2002. Yeah, 2002 I came back here, and then I left again after that. But yeah, I came back here just in time to meet him, just in time for him to meet two of my children. He didn't meet my youngest. I only had Diana and Daniel then. You had already met Diana before, because one time, like I said, when I was 21, and I just had Diana. No, I was 23, sorry. Because when I was 21, I left and I went America, and I came back here, and I was 23, and I saw him walking down the road, and I was like, I asked him, I said, excuse me, is your name Headley? And then in turn, I said, hello, Ian. And I said, yeah. And then he took me inside some pub. I had Diana in a pushchair. That's another story. Anyway, it's like I'm giving you up too much. But yeah, that was when I was 4, going on 5. See my dad going off in handcuffs, yeah, for the first time. Because there's other times things happen, which I'll fill you all in. But like I said, I'm telling my story bit by bit of my life. So first off, bust out my tea in the garden. Another thing, in the same tenement yard, be an argument between my father, my mother. My father's woman is going to come into it, the woman that he was cheating on my mum with and who he finally left her for. A lot. Stay tuned. Talk to you all soon. Max, yeah, make sure you come back, yeah, for some more chat, yeah, like, comment, subscribe, do all of that. I see you later on my next chat.